We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hey everyone! This video is going to be about Spanko Safety, which I know is a really important issue, and it affects everyone in our community. You know, it affects tops as well as bottoms and switches. It affects men as well as women and non-binary people. It affects very experienced players as well as newcomers to the scene. Every single one of us can be vulnerable to predators or scammers or liars. But the good news is I really do think the good apples outnumber the bad ones. And there are things we can do to help keep ourselves and our friends safe. I'll start with some basics. I know that some of these tips will be super obvious to y'all, but bear with me. They're worth repeating. 1. Unisolate yourself as soon as possible. The more isolated you are, the more vulnerable you are. You don't necessarily have to out yourself to friends in your vanilla life, although, as I've said in previous videos, I really do think you should consider it. But at least try to make a few friends in the Spanko scene. You can do that by going to local munches or clubs, national play parties that are open to the public, or by joining one of the many online Spanko communities. For example, anyone who volunteers to help make these videos possible by signing up on patreon.com/kinkingoutloud immediately gets 300 new Spanko friends through our Discord group. But, that's just one of many, many awesome options. Once you start to make friends in the community, you'll start to learn things that you might not have been aware of before. For example, apparently there are websites that compile lists of every single FetLife profile that is marked as female and under 20. So if you're a woman under the age of 20 and you've been getting one too many creepy FetLife messages, you might want to consider changing the age on your profile. That's why so many FetLife profiles say they belong to 99-year-olds. Those people aren't really 99. They're just trying to make sure they don't get put on one of those creepy lists. And I, for one, didn't even know these lists existed until friends in the scene told me about them. So unisolate yourselves, okay? Make some friends. It's the first step to staying safe. 2. Ask around. When you connect with a potential play partner online, reach out to your friends in the community to suss out whether this person has any kind of reputation in the scene. Don't necessarily believe everything you hear. Not every rumor that circulates within the Spanko community is true. There is, for example, a rumor in some circles that I am not total garbage, so don't believe everything you hear, right? But the truth is, it can be useful to get a sense of whether someone has a generally positive or generally negative reputation. 3. Trust your instincts. All that being said, more than anything, you need to trust your gut. If someone has a positive reputation in the community but makes you feel personally uncomfortable, trust that feeling. Trust yourselves first. And remember, anyone who doesn't respect your boundaries online is not going to respect your boundaries in person either. 4. Move beyond this fake name. Those of you who have seen my previous videos know that I have very little patience for this fake name stuff. My personal opinion is that if someone wants to play with you, that person owes you a real name. And you owe that person your real name too. Once you have a real name, you can do a little bit of Googling to verify what you've been told. Does this person have a Facebook page? Does this person have, like a LinkedIn profile? Does what you find on the internet match up with what you've already been told in your private chats? I know I'm going to get some shit on the internet for this advice. People are going to come at me crying about how they are way too high profile to share their real names with potential play partners. Sorry, if you're too high profile to share your name, I guess you're also just too high profile to expect other people to put themselves in a vulnerable situation with you. 5. Video call first. We are lucky to have video chat technology, so use it. If someone refuses to do a video call with you, ask yourself why. That's a red flag. And don't accept any broken technology excuses. Anyone who has access to the technology required to chat with you online can also access the technology required to video chat with you. 6, meet in public. This is a standard one, I know, but it's worth repeating. If you've been chatting with someone online and you've already checked that person's reputation with your friends in the community, and you've done a Google search to confirm what you've been told, and you've had a video call with good vibes and good chemistry, it makes sense that you are going to want to finally meet up in person. But consider meeting in a public place first, even if possible with a few friends. If someone refuses to meet in public or in the presence of other friends first, ask yourself why. 7, no play meet. If you don't want to play the first time you meet, that is absolutely a fair and valid choice. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to you, and that's a red flag too. 8, make responsible choices with drugs and alcohol. Look, I am not going to tell anyone else what to do with their own bodies. If you like to use drugs and alcohol, that's your choice. God knows it's my choice. But if you're meeting up with or playing with someone you don't yet know very well, I do strongly encourage you to do so while everyone involved is completely sober. If anyone tries to pressure you to drink when you don't want to, or if anyone insists on the right to drink, especially during a scene, that's a red flag. 9, have a safe call buddy. A lot of people already do this in vanilla contexts, but before you meet up with a new friend or play partner for the first time, it's smart to let an outside person know where you're going, who you're meeting, and what time you plan to call to confirm that you've made it home safely. And do make sure it's a call, not a text, since, texts are pretty easy to fake. Let your safety contact know what to do if your I'm home safe call doesn't arrive as planned. There are also a few apps you can look into. There's an app called Circle of 6, for example, that lets you choose 6 friends as your primary contacts. Then if you ever press the emergency button inside the app will automatically send a text message with a GPS pin of your exact location to those friends. And over in the Kinking Out Loud Discord group, we're also setting up a team of vetted safe call volunteers who are willing to be emergency contacts for our members. I'm one of them, if you trust me. Specific red flags. Here's a list of specific things that I have heard people saying that are, in my opinion, just huge red flags. 1, I don't do safe words. I mean, come on, this needs no explaining. This red flag waves itself. Personally, I wouldn't play with anyone who tried to say that to me. 2, child abuse advocacy. Anyone who promotes or condones child battery is not only not a safe play partner, that person's not a safe friend. 3, that's not an acceptable hard limit. Anyone who tries to tell you that your limits or boundaries are unreasonable, or who claims that a boundary is not how things are done, that person is lying to you. Every single Spanko gets to decide what their own boundaries are. Run away from anyone who tries to tell you otherwise. 4, accusations of topping from the bottom. We need to negotiate with potential play partners, especially at first. If anyone tries to accuse you of topping from the bottom merely because you have expressed a preference, limit, or boundary, that's scary. That's a red flag. 5, someone who claims to be experienced but doesn't have anyone who can vouch for them. If someone claims to be super experienced in the scene but doesn't have any current or former play partners who can vouch for them, that's pretty weird. Be suspicious of that. 6, asking for money. Asking for money is a really common scam. A lot of predators have correctly identified fetishists as a group of people who are often isolated, lonely, and vulnerable. And they take advantage of that. Here's how it usually works. You connect with someone online and make a plan to meet up. But at the very last minute, there's some kind of crisis, and the person you're meeting has, maybe they say their credit card wasn't accepted when they tried to buy a train or plane or bus ticket to travel to come meet you. So they ask for a loan to cover the cost of the ticket, promising to pay you back with cash in person. Obviously, this is just a scam. I know that a lot of us in the scene want to be a rescuer figure to someone, but if someone asks you for a financial rescue right off the bat, be careful, okay? 7, I'll spank you if you / what's in it for me. The only things that we owe each other as spankos or play partners are honesty and respect for each other's limits and boundaries. We do not ever owe play partners or anyone sexual favors. And if anyone frames an interaction with you as some kind of mandatory transaction, that's a red flag. If you want to explore other aspects of your sexuality with a consenting play partner, that is awesome and you should absolutely go for it. But please, please don't ever let anyone make you feel like you are required to do that, because you're not. Safety issues are super important, and I'm absolutely certain that there are tons of tips, tricks, and ideas that I have left out of this video. So please jump into the comments section and share your advice. How do you keep yourselves safe? How do you keep your friends safe? What do we as Spankos need to know or consider to keep our whole community safe? Please share your tips, and if we get enough awesome suggestions, I can always make a second video so that those ideas get the attention they deserve. Anyway, in the meantime, stay safe out there, everyone, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.